One of the fundamental elements of a just criminal justice system is that individuals are held responsible for the crimes they committed or intended to commit. That's not happening in every case in California. Late in the evening on January 27, 2004, 4 teenagers broke into an elderly neighbor's house in Southern California looking for cash. One of the teens, who had just turned 15, agreed to be the lookout and guard the back door. The teen got distracted and slipped into the kitchen and stole some chocolate candies. He briefly saw that the homeowner was hurt and ran back outside because he was frightened. No one accused the teen of laying a hand on the victim, but a jury convicted the teenager of first-degree murder nevertheless in the homeowner's death. The teen, now 29 and serving a sentence of 25 years to life, is one of the hundreds of people convicted in California under a legal doctrine known as the Felony Murder Rule, which holds that anyone involved in certain kinds of serious felonies that result in death are as liable as the actual killer, whether it's intended or accidental. The Felony Murder Rule originated in English common law centuries ago, but for some reason it's still observed in much of the U.S. Basically, the Felony Murder Rule holds everyone liable for murder in any death that occurs during the commission of certain crimes, such as burglary or robbery, even if that death is accidental, unforeseen, or unintended, even if that person wasn't directly responsible for the death. This rule has since been abolished in all common law jurisdictions for being unjust, except the United States. Some states across the nation have taken action to limit the application of the Felony Murder Rule, or remove it entirely. And this year, California has the opportunity to reform this failed tough-on-crime policy and bring a new rule of fair sentencing to our criminal justice system through Senate Bill 1437. In California, the felony murder rule disproportionately affects youth, people of color, and women. Studies in California prisons reveal that the average age of a person convicted under the felony murder rule is between 19 and 20 years old. Over 50% of people serving sentences for felony murder did not commit the homicidal act. Over 70% of men sentenced under the felony murder rule are people of color. 72% of women convicted under the felony murder rule were not the individuals who committed the homicidal act. Furthermore, in almost every case in our sample, women almost always had a male co-defendant who committed the homicidal act. It's a bedrock principle of our justice system that a person be held personally accountable for his or her intent or actions, not for the intent and actions of another. The felony murder rule undermines this pillar of the U.S. justice system by severely penalizing people for crimes one did not commit nor intend to commit. Both sides of the political spectrum agree. Restore Justice is working on this bipartisan legislation because of all the people and families we know who have been affected by this unjust law. The financial cost to the state of California to imprison those who never personally committed a murder, nor even intended to commit a homicide, runs into the billions of dollars. The human cost is even greater. The California Supreme Court has repeatedly urged that California reform the felony murder rule for being barbaric. We are joining the legislature in heeding that call. Public safety and criminal justice reform are not a zero-sum game. The state of California can still protect public safety and have a just and equitable criminal justice system. This is why we are pushing this legislation forward.